Hear the voices long departed murmur in the leaves. I seem to hear their voices calling, seem to see them sitting there. But soon now we old men must follow, of joys and cares we've had our fill, to sleep with friends departed, in the churchyard on the hill.
In 1988, which was the bicentenary of the first settlement here, Dr. Jonathan King went to London, and while he was there he visited the grave of his ancestor. Philip Gidley King was actually a lieutenant on the Sirius with the First Fleet. Now, Philip Gidley King later became the third governor of New South Wales. He brought the tablet back, came back on one of the ships, and they placed the tablet here. And this is the oldest headstone in this graveyard. 7 members of the family buried there. It's the only vault in the graveyard. And when I was about 16, we had a lot of rain, and this corner here caved in. So Mum and I, being sticky beaks, we came with him. I remember being here on my stomach, Mum holding my ankles, and I wriggled in to have a look what was in there. But when the bricks fell in, the coffins were across this way, and the one at this end had fallen off the stand, and it broke open, and this old fella picked up an arm bone and said to my mother, he said, "Look at that," he said, "it's as good as the day it went in there." I'll tell you another ghost story. One night, there was one of the fellows was walking past here, going home. It was about 11:15 at night. I always tell mature people that he was best described as socially excited. Anyway, as he walked past, he sang out, "Everyone asleep in there?"
Everyone asleep in there?
And a voice came back and said, "All but me."
All but me.
And so we lived 6 doors down, and my father, he'd been at this lodge, and he was coming home by car, and here's this fellow, he was running flat out. And I tell people it's a little known fact that the land speed record was broken in St Mary's that night. Dad reckoned he was doing 75 mile an hour on foot. And Dad sang out to him, he said, "What's wrong, Ron?" And he said, "There's a bloody ghost in the graveyard." And he'd never ever walk past here after dark from then on. If he couldn't get a lift home, he got past here before dark.